Hi, I'm V, and I'm on a mission to progress from an intermediate guitarist to a better intermediate guitarist. Or, to put it more realistically, I'm on a mission to push past guitar plateaus and keep learning and growing as a player. It's now been 7 weeks and 6 videos since I first started, so I figured now's a good time to reflect on why I'm doing this and the biggest things that I've actually learned so far. So why am I doing this, and why did I start in the first place? Well, I picked up guitar a little bit later in life, or quite a bit later in life, and since then I've never really had a chance to prioritize it. Mainly as I never thought that I could, really. There's so many great musicians out there that unfortunately I fell into a hole of I'll never be good enough. However, around April, I picked up this book, Tiny Experiments, and it completely changed my perspective. I won't go into detail about it here. Essentially, it's the idea of approaching life as one big playground for experimentation rather than being so focused on outcomes and goals. So I decided to try out 3 different experiments, all of which revolve around something that I love, but they're things that I tend to deprioritize because life gets, like many of us, really busy. So yeah, in summary, the reason why I started this channel is really it's just one big playground and one big experiment. So one of the biggest things I've learned so far, it's strange, it's less about the instrument and more about the process of practicing purposefully. To start, recording and sharing has been instrumental. Pardon the pun. It's made me deep dive into topics that I wouldn't otherwise. It's also forced me to step out of my comfort zone. Look, am I 100% happy with what I record? No, not in the slightest. Look, I know my recordings are riddled with mistakes, and it makes me cringe every time I re-watch them. But the more I do it, the more comfortable I'm getting, and hopefully in time I'll build my confidence, make fewer errors, and hopefully make better videos. That leads me to the second big learning. And that is that the little 1% improvements really do matter, maybe even more than the significant achievements. Yeah, the bigger high moments are great. However, the most satisfying moments are the ones that are focused on the little things, like nailing that new chord and chord change. So for example, in the video at the beginning, that's a performance piece from the Neo-Soul pathway that I'm following. So there's a new chord in there, which is like this one. I've never played that before. So nailing that chord change and just doing that over and over again until it sticks, and concentrating on the little details like in my technique. So for example, this part here, you have no idea how many times I repeated that to just get that feel right. It's probably still not 100%, but it feels okay. Or dialing in a decent tone. So I did spend quite a bit of time playing around with the Podgo, just getting the tone that I like to reflect the kind of neo-soul vibe. Again, if I didn't start this channel as an outlet to record and share, I certainly wouldn't be putting as much focus on this. I'd probably still be mindlessly noodling, which is fun, but I was doing it pretty much 100% of the time, and I was, let's say I was stuck on repeat. The final and biggest thing that I've learned is that this tiny experiment is going to be a lifelong adventure. There's no end. It's a reminder for me not to put too much pressure on myself, and always remember that I'm doing this for fun and to satisfy my creative and curious side. In saying that, I won't underplay how handy it's been to have a structure to follow, to keep pushing me beyond the plateau. If you want to learn more about my game plan and the structure that I am following, check out my first video. In one of the next videos, I hope to do a bit of a deep dive in one of the things that I'm discovering. Look, it won't be from the perspective of a professional. It'll be more from a bit of a novice like myself, just figuring things out. So hopefully you'll find it interesting as well. If you like this idea and want to support me on this journey, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.